Oh, I didn't see you there. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Milena Josephine and I welcome you here. Happy New Year, everybody. Yay, we have made it through 2020. Please don't forget to hit that like button and the subscribe button down below. Today, we are going to talk about New Year's resolutions. Yes, the topic everybody is talking about. Number one thing is, New Year's resolutions, are they BS or are they not? Number two, we are going to have a versus battle. No, not this one. This one. I am talking about motivation versus discipline. Those two always collided for centuries and have been misunderstood very, very widely. So tonight I'm going to break it down for you. Number three, I'm going to discuss why people fail at New Year's resolutions. It is very, very common that people jump into their New Year's resolutions all excited and motivated and to some degree even disciplined, and then a month into it, some even fail off the wagon a little bit sooner, maybe even a week into it, maybe a day even. Some, even after one meal, can't make it. I would like to tell you why I think people fail at their New Year's resolutions. Number four, what changes you and I need to take in 2021 in order to succeed at our New Year's resolutions, and so that they don't just stay the New Year's resolutions but continue throughout the entire year. And finally, number five, I am going to share with you guys my personal New Year's resolutions. Some of them may shock you, so I would stay tuned till the very end to find out what my resolutions for 2021 are. Let's jump right back into it. New Year's resolutions, are they BS or are they not? To me, I believe that resolutions are not BS, and here is why. I think goal setting is very, very important. We as people need to set goals and need to look at the past year and evaluate our decisions and what we did wrong, where we failed, where we succeeded. But it is also a time when everybody is universally motivated. And what that means is that people are not afraid to take a deeper look at themselves and define areas in which they are lacking. More so, they're not afraid to set some goals and make changes into their life. Now, how long they stick through that is debatable, but the time itself, I think it is a very good time to seize the opportunity to set some goals and go about making some changes in our lives. I have recently listened to an audiobook, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey. And the one thing that I have come to understand, satisfied needs do not motivate. Only unsatisfied needs motivate. So when we're looking at motivation and we're saying, why is it fleeing? It's like so elusive and always just somewhere lingering in the air. One day it's here, next day it's not. One moment it's like, oh, I'm so super motivated, I'm going to jump on the treadmill and run for 3 miles, and the next day I'm going to eat 3 bags of chips because I am super unmotivated. Another thing that Mr. Covey touches upon in his book is the difference between using a map versus using a compass. And when it comes to motivation and discipline, using a map is going to tell you which way is the correct way. But compass is going to tell you whether you're going in the wrong direction or not, and will kind of guide you. And this is the exact same thing that I believe motivation and discipline are. Motivation is something that is going to initially get you started. But like I said before, because motivation is extremely elusive and uncontrollable, the only thing that we can truly rely on is discipline. And it is harder to do than it is to say. And even for me, up until today, I struggle very much with it. So now that we have defined what motivation is, let's take a look at what discipline is. It is something, to me at least, that I know that I'm required to do, but I don't really want to do. And so discipline is that kick in the butt in order to get things done for you. You have to stay accountable to yourself. You are your own disciplinarian. So there you have it. So what are some changes that you and I need to make in order for our New Year's resolutions to be successful? I would say it starts with taking a very good look at who we are and what our roles are in life that we find important. So I would start with setting one small yet very achievable goal for every single role in your life that you deem important. Whether you are a wife and you want to spend more time with your husband, or be more supportive of your husband and his dreams, whatever it may be, whatever you find important, define that and set one small achievable goal. One very popular New Year's resolution goal revolves around, you know it, food. In this case, the one thing that is going to help you get disciplined is practicing denial. And when it comes to food, we don't like to deny ourselves what we love the most. And what we love the most is usually not the best for us. So if you have any food related New Year's resolution goals, I would encourage you to substitute one thing that is bad for you with one thing that you are struggling to eat that is good for you, and you know that is good for you. When it comes to fitness, there are two types of people. People who are already exercising and taking care of their bodies, and people who are not there yet and would like to start. And for those of you who are looking to start, I would give you one advice, and this is the advice that I'm giving myself as well, and it is to master our own bodies. What that means is that you don't need a gym membership, not even the cheap one. You don't need expensive equipment. You don't need any of that. What you need is your will and your body. Having your body is going to be your best equipment, and once you start mastering that, you will see that it is not as easy as it seems. So what are some of my goals for 2021, you may ask? I'm going to tell you, and I'm going to show you exactly in my point before on how to set goals that are going to be successful and achievable. So I'm going to start with defining my roles. The first role is that I am a child of God. I am not a religious person, but I am defining myself and identifying myself as the child of the Almighty God. So the most important thing in 2021 for me is going to be to seek to understand God and His perfect will for me. And I would also like to grow in my knowledge and understanding of the Torah club that I am a part of. It's called Jesus My Rabbi, and I started it a couple of months ago, and I have really been enjoying it. It has been proven to be a little bit challenging at times. Challenging is good, because that means I have to come out of my comfort zone and actually learn something new. My second role as a wife is going to be to respect my husband more. As women, I think we often think or have an idea of what respecting our husband really means, and I have noticed that my respect for my husband has not been the greatest, and this is something that I want to work on in the upcoming year and for the rest of my life, of course. In my role as a mother, the most important thing for me is going to be leading by example, whether it's in the genre of healthy eating or fitness or spirituality. I want to show my daughter that being a woman and being a believer is not the easiest thing to do in this modern world, but it is probably the most rewarding thing. And I want to lead my daughter by example. Another role that is important to me is being a sister. And the one thing that I haven't really been great at, and my siblings can attest to it, is that I haven't really been calling my siblings on a regular basis as much as I should. And that is something that I'm guilty of. And for 2021, I promise all of you guys that I am going to call you more because I love you very, very much. This goes out to my siblings. You know who you are because you are subscribed to my channel. Thank you for that. In my role as a daughter, I am going to try to seek to understand my parents on a deeper level. I'm going to share something with you guys now, a little bit more personal, but my parents just celebrated their 50th wedding anniversary, their golden wedding anniversary, and it is such a monumental thing to be married to somebody for 50 years. I'm trying to seek to understand my parents and where they come from and why they are the way they are, and what are some of the things that they have gone through in their childhoods that has definitely impacted me and how they raised me. And so I think that by trying to seek to understand who they are and where they come from is going to help me understand me and who I am and where I come from. Okay, when it comes to food goals, I told you guys that you should substitute one thing for another. And so the only thing that I can think of about substituting is going to be substituting regular potatoes for sweet potatoes. I have eliminated a lot of junk, but I have not been able to eliminate potatoes out of my life, and I am still not willing to do that because guess what? I am Polish and I love me some potatoes. And the last goal will be related to fitness. So recently my husband got a stationary bike, and I know that I have told you in my previous video that it is time for me to start exercising, but I have not started. And I think the reason for that was that because I was trying to get comfortable enough with my eating habits before I jumped into exercising, because it is a whole other beast. But so what my goal is to get on that bike 3 times a week, at least 3 times a week, for 45 minutes to an hour each time. My husband also has Peloton app, so I think that I have everything that I need in order to start. It is also low impact on my knees, as I have recently lost a little bit more poundage, if you didn't know. But in my last video about weight, I was 240 pounds. Now I am 237 pounds. So I have lost 3 pounds in about 2 weeks, which is great. But I want to increase that, and I think that getting on the stationary bike will help me achieve that. Well guys, this is it when it comes to my New Year's resolution episode on my channel. I hope that you enjoyed it, and I hope that you do make New Year's resolutions goals. And if you do, please let me know in the section comments down below. In the section comments? Please let me know in the comments section down below. Are you somebody who sets New Year's goals? Are you somebody who thinks they are one big load of? Let me know down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I wish you a very, very happy New Year. And I hope that you decide to set some New Year's resolutions, and I hope that this video has helped you understanding what to do in order to succeed in them in 2021. Once again, I love you all, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.